Welcome everyone, episode 28, my V1 rating, and we are currently at Palm Springs. I'm very excited to do this one. I've been looking forward to do my very first rating here on PilotEdge. To be precise, in about 15 minutes PilotEdge will go online, at least the air traffic controllers will come online. So we've got some time to do our pre-flight test and checks and that kind of stuff, so that we are ready in time. Here early morning at Palm Springs. Really love the scenery of X-Plane. Very nice, and as you can see, windsock. Not a lot of turbulent wind there and crosswinds as we saw in the previous episode, which is a very good thing. Don't like to see that much turbulent weather here as part of my V rating. And also, this scenery is all free, so I think it looks pretty nice. As you can see here, some couches, some trees. There are even cars here parked at the parking lot. Some airplanes. I mean, for free scenery, I think it looks pretty nice. And there are many airports available on the X-Plane org site, covering the PilotEdge area, which look pretty neat. So yeah, that's X-Plane for you. Alright, let's go into avatar mode. Let me see. No, I need to just press C, I guess. Let me see if I can go in. No, I need to go to this one? Yeah. Bloop. Yeah, there we are. Okido, our Cessna Skyhawk, as we left it in the previous episode. So tie downs, don't know if these are really tie down spots, but what the heck. And we really needed these tie downs and wheel chocks because the wind was that strong, so strong, that it pushed away our airplane. So yeah, we should be very grateful using these tie downs. So let's remove them. Although remembering that the parking brakes are released, so I guess it would be much more safe to just first go into the cabin and set our parking brakes. But I guess without that much strong wind, we are fine. Also, let's just remove the. Hey Marco, yeah, very nice scenery. I agree. Okay, so let's get in and just do a very brief first cold and dark check. Let me see, put my screen a little bit more. Yeah. TrackIR, does that one work? No, I guess so. I guess my TrackIR, I should just reset it a bit. Yeah, that works. Okay, so cold and dark check. Well, let's remove the control wheel lock. Let's see if we got full movement. No weird calibration error, fortunately. Let's have a look to the right. Left looks good. Left, right, yeah. And at the back. Almost breaking my neck here. Yeah, and that is working too. Parking brakes, let's set them. We are ready here. Everything is set. Windows are closed. Cabin air is open. Let me see if my Saitek panel is also synced. Yeah, it is. Trim. There it is. Yeah, Marco, indeed. Very nice VMC currently. Very calm winds. So, yeah, couldn't be any better. Set. Fuel tanks are set. Transponder is off. Looks good. Flaps are up. These are all set. Let me see if my Saitek panel is synced. I guess it is. Pitot heat is still on. Now let's turn it off. And this we will all set soon. Are there any circuit breakers out? I guess not, but let's check to make sure. And the avionics are off. Okay, so we've got a cold and dark Cessna Skyhawk here. So that means that we can start with our walk around. Well, I'm going to skip the whole pitot heat and light test because I believe that that will just be fine. Something I just skip for the sake of this flight simulator experience. But I am going to do I am going to lower the flaps. So pause TrackIR here. Well, I'm not going to pause. I need to look at my buttons. Let me see. Batteries. No, that's the generator. Batteries are on. We can see we have some fuel indication here, which for a circuit pattern would be plenty. You can hear the battery charge. Okay. What I wanted to do? Yeah, the lower the flaps. Whoa. It goes in sync. And full down, which is good. And then we can turn off the batteries. Okay. Now I can disable TrackIR and go outside. Whoa. Almost hit our head there. And there we are. Flaps are lowered. Okay, program rig set. Okay, cool. So let's do our walk around. We'll start as usual here with the baggage. And let's put in our briefcase as usual because that's something cool to do. Yeah, wait, let's put in 10, that's good, and make sure it's locked. Boom, we've got a static here, which is good. And again, I don't think that these are dynamic, so these are just static pictures, so hopefully Airfoil Labs will implement much more A2A-like checks here. Let's see if those are working. Yeah, they are. Look at the hinges and the connecting rods there. They look good. Also here looks good. They move freely. Antennas intact. There's the beacon light. There's the position light. Looks good. Trim tab. Let's remove the tie down here. As well. Okay. Leaning edges and stuff. ELT already checked. Looks good. Then the flaps. We've got a wiggle, which is good. And now we can see the connecting rods here. So let's move just behind or in front of the flaps. They look good. Okay, let's move on to the ailerons. Let's go to the tip, wingtip, and turn around and look also inside the cockpit, see if we can see the yoke move along. Oh. Yeah, they're moving, which is good and free. Here we can see the lights, position lights, all looks good. Strobe lights, leading edge looks good. Tie down is removed. Do we have a fuel vent here? I would expect to see one here. Or is there only one in one wing? That's weird. Well, I guess so. Just one in one wing? I don't know. Should look that one up. Interesting. But we do need to... first check the wheels. Look at those red marks to see if those are still in sync. Yeah, so you can see one on this metal plate and on the tire itself. You can see they are in sync, so that's good. Then the fuel drain, we can just pick any of these. And again, this is just a fancy animation, but it doesn't really provide any dynamic insight into the state of the airplane. I think it's just a very basic animation. So this is just well, in many ways useless. But I'd like to just do these checks anyway. So that one we did. Then we're gonna check the fence and just pretend that we check those. And then we go up to look into the wing. Well, checked, verified with the fuel indication in the cockpit. Closed. These are the communication antennas. The outside antenna looks good. Again, overall it looks good, and the windshield looks good. Okay, let's go down again. Here we are. Let me see if I can free myself from this camera angle because I had some troubles earlier. Yeah. Oil. 7 quarts, looks good. Already some traffic there. Let me see. Exhaust pipe. The strut looks good. Let's look at the nose. So the intakes are free, no bird's nest. The air filter looks good. The propeller blades look good, no dents or other stuff there. Okay. Yeah, so we got here the other static. Well, check for obstructions. Well, we did. We've got to check the nose wheel here. You can see here. Yeah, they are in sync. So that's good. Then the other wing here. Verified. Love that sound. Going down again. Let's see if I can. Yeah, it works. Well, we pretend that we check the pitot heat here. No obstructions there. Stall warning. Well, here's the fuel vent. So I guess there's only one for both wings because they are connected, I guess, or I don't know. I would have expected to see a fuel vent also on the other wing. I don't know about you guys, but okay. Lights look good. Position lights here. Yeah, and the strobe lights. Okay, look good. Then the aileron on this wing. Yoke moves along. Free is good. Connecting rods and stuff look good. Wiggle. There's a wiggle. Okay, awesome. And that completes our walk around. Okay, so we can now go inside. And there we are. It is 5 o'clock almost. So that means that PilotEdge is online. Gonna do our V-1, guys. First rating. Hoping to pass this one. Although it's just a traffic pattern. It's still exciting. Also very much enjoyed looking others attempt to pass for the V1 rating, looking at YouTube. Frugal and, well, Disgraced Pilot and all the others. It's awesome. Alrighty, so here we are. We did our walk around check. TrackIR on. Let's sync it, center it. Yeah. So yeah, we can just start our flight, I guess. So let's fasten our seatbelts. Okay, I'm putting my feet on the rudder pedals. I'm excited. And we can close the door. Bum. There we are. And we can start with our initial checks. Although I remember doing the same, making the same mistake again, because I should have checked for the interior systems before I did the exterior walk around. Yeah, so again, I need a checklist for the Skyhawk, which I already mentioned I will develop, I will make, but I have not finished yet. Anyway, so we're going to do that now. So the batteries, no, not the generator, the batteries are on. And let's just turn on the avionics to see if everything is working here. Let's do a test of the transponder. Marker can we can turn off. Everything seems to look just fine. Let's test my comm radios. They work too. Okay, flaps we can just leave there just in a moment because they take a lot of energy, electrical power. We can test the annunciator panel here. Looks good. And I think everything seems to work just fine. Nothing else I need to check, I believe. So let's turn that one to off again, and let's turn off the avionics, and let's do a startup. Yeah, parking brakes are set. We've got fuel. Yeah, we are ready to go. So no one here in the propeller area. No. Let's do a fuel pump here. 1, 2, 3. Fuel pump off. Well, engine behavior in the Airfoil lab Cessna is not really simulated yet. I'm hoping for that upgrade this week or next week. So let's do a startup. Again, clear prop. Go. 2000. Generator on, so that volts reading disappears. Yeah. And let's lean for ground. Something like that. You can see the EGT launches there. And we can turn on our avionics. There we go. Turn on our transponder to VFR 1200. And everything seems to look just fine. Cool, beacon light is on. Okay, we can now turn retract our flaps. Okay, so we can now check in on ADAS. Let me see what the ADAS is. ADAS, Palm Springs. So we are currently there. So I guess when we're going to taxi. Oh, can I just do a clear?
Weimar Cessna 19er 688 holding short 124 left down.
So I guess we are going to get a
Cessna
taxi
19er
from
688 Wyman Tower. Good morning.
Echo,
Runway
Bravo,
16
and then
left down
3-1 right. I guess that is the taxi instructions that we're going to receive. I will just turn off here the COM1. Okay, so let's have a look at the frequency. So at the right top corner, ADAS 118.25. It's already set here in the COM2 active, so let's have a listen.
Palm Springs International Information Romeo. 1200 Zulu weather. Sky clear. Visibility more than 10. Temperature 14. Viewpoint 0. Wind calm. Altimeter 2985. Arriving and departing runways 31 left. 31 right. Advise on initial contact. You have Romeo.
Romeo. We've got Romeo. Okie-do. So, perfect. Perfect weather conditions here to do our V-1 rating. So that's good. We set our altimeter. We've got our transponder set to on. Engine is starting to warm up, or although here in the Airfoil Labs one, it is already quite warm. So that's good. And we've got our ADAS, we've got Romeo, and I guess we're just set to ask for our circuits here. But before we do, let's do another test, or just another, let's check some other information here. What's the pattern altitude? It is at 1477 feet. Yeah, so 1500. And the 13 runways, the 13, I guess we're going to get this instruction to depart 31 right. So let's have a look if that is a right hand pattern or a left one. I guess it's a right one, but just to make sure. Yeah, 31 right. It's right traffic, as you can see here in red. And then at 1500 feet. Yeah, so that makes sense and seems pretty easy to me. Well, we can just check in with ground. What is the ground frequency? It is 121.9. It's already set in the COM1 active. Okay. So I guess we're ready. And we are at the east ramp right. Let me just check. North, yeah, obviously we're at the east ramp. Okay, so let's go. Let's do this, guys. V1 rating. My scratch pad here, and we are sent to ground. Yeah, and I would like to set my communications here back to COM1. Let's have a listen if we hear anyone talking.
Number 10688 for exchange approved.
Cool. Seems to work.
Roger, going over to Circle 688.
And our elevation is 500 feet. Yeah, corresponds to our altimeter. Close traffic and V1 rating. Yeah. Palm Springs ground. Good morning. Skyhawk Papa Hotel Tango and Mike on the east ramp with information Romeo for close traffic and our V1 rating if that's available.
Papa Hotel Tango and Mike, Palm Springs ground. Say again, aircraft type.
Cessna Skyhawk.
Papa Hotel Tango and Mike, Roger. Good luck on the V1 rating and say position confirmation of the weather.
We're at the east ramp and we've got information Romeo.
Roger. Papa Hotel Tango and Mike, runway 31 right, taxi via Echo and Bravo.
Runway 31 right via Echo and Bravo. Papa Hotel Tango and Mike. All right. So yeah, that was my scratch pad and not a lot of stuff going on there. Echo and Bravo, very basic. So let's do that. Let's enable TrackIR. We set our heading bug to 31 right. It makes life much easier when we're going to do traffic patterns. Park and brakes released. Let's go. Let me set here. Turn indicator moves. Heading indicator. Artificial horizon is stable. Let's check for brakes. Should have done that the very first moment when we released our parking brakes, but anyway. So this is Echo and there's already Bravo, so it's a very short hop here. 3 traffic patterns, that's the requirement for the V1. So here we go.
Cessna 19688 SoCal approach. Good morning, squawk 6744.
Let's just put it like so. Toe brakes on. Mixture full in. Engine is warm, so let's do our run up. 1800s. Everything looks stable. No annunciator messages here. Okay. To left.
Cessna 19688 SoCal approach. Radar contact 5 miles north of the Van Nuys VOR. Altimeter is 2995. Say aircraft type and go ahead with your request.
Full idle to see if the engine still runs. It doesn't quit on us. Looks good. So back
19688, Roger.
1000.
Again, Van Nuys altimeter 2995, maintain VFR.
So what we're going to do is we're going to depart.
For you, 1 o'clock and 3.5 miles southbound VFR.
By the way, the compass and the heading indicator. Right-hand traffic, 1500 feet. We're going to do 3 laps, and that's it. I mean, it's not that difficult, but set to Alt, landing lights on, strobe lights on, our window is closed, doors closed. Trim is set, fuel tank set to both.
Roger.
We are ready to go. So we're going to switch to tower. That's 119.7 already set there. So now the COM1. Let's go. Palm Springs Tower, Skyhawk Papa Hotel, Tango India Mike holding short at Bravo 31 right, ready for departure.
Papa Hotel Tango India Mike. Palm Springs Tower, runway 31 right, cleared for takeoff. Wind calm, make right traffic, report midfield, each pass.
Clear for takeoff, 31 right, and we'll report midfield with each pass. Papa Hotel Tango India Mike. Okay. So far, so good. Here we go. Making sure no one is on final. No, no one is on the runway. No. Engine is still looking good. 31 right, corresponds with our heading indicator. We are ready to go. Mixture full in, lights are on, let's go. Right rudder, full power. Engine in the green, Airspeed is alive. 40. 50. 60. Rotates. There we go. Lift off. VY. It's around 72. Let's go up to 1,500 feet, and at 300 feet below, we're going to make our below traffic pattern altitude. We're going to make our right turn to crosswind. Palm Springs. Can't believe I'm doing my V1 here. Okay, so there's 1,200. Let's make our turn, make sure no one is on the right side there. No, only one above. That's too steep of a turn. Should only be 15 degrees. And there's our crosswind leg, and we are on traffic pattern altitude. So nose down, allow the airspeed to increase. A little bit more power, let's trim down, and let's make our downwind turn. So now we can increase our bank. And there's our downwind turn. And there we are. First leg. There's the runway. So we need to report midfield. We get it cleared for the option, I guess. A little bit of a climb there. Palm Springs Tower, Sky, Papa Hotel Tango, and your mic is midfield 3-1 right.
Papa Hotel, take on your mic, runway 3-1 right, cleared for the option.
Cleared for the option, Papa Hotel Tango mic. Okay. Notch your flaps, push that nose down, right, allow that airspeed to bleed off, nicely on 1,500, but we can descend now, trim down a bit, can already start our descent at downwind at the end of the downwind leg, a little bit of trim.
Skyhawk 19688, change my frequency now 134.2.
80 knots is good. Now let's make that turn to base. No one in front of us. Keep an eye on
Number
the
19688, Roger, thanks. Get altimeter 2995.
Watch the heading bug. Not too slow there. And now we are on base. You can see the runway still a bit high. Second notch of flaps. Oh man, I'm remembering that last flight here. What a turbulence. This is so much easier. Okay. Watch that speed. Flaps are out. Landing lights are still on. We are clear for the option, so we're ready to go. Let's make a gentle turn here to final. 4 wides, as you can see. There we go. 1 right, 1 red, I mean. Cool. Power out, a little bit of trim. And there we are, 2 whites, 2 reds. At Palm Springs International. A little bit of nose up here. I mean, trimming is really the secret ingredient to a good landing. Or reasonable good landing. Careful here not to show off. Okay, here we go. 60 is good. Could have used full flaps, but I'm not going to. Here we go, just still keep the speed in. And now I'm going to remove that one. Oh yeah! On the center line. Flaps up and full power. That was our first lap. Right rudder. Airspeed is alive. 60 and rotate. again, VY. Keep that speed on 72, 75, something like that. So we need to pitch up a little bit more. Until we reach 1,200, and we're going to make that right turn again. Some traffic there. No other traffic. Still a little bit more nose up. So far so good, guys, I think. 1,200, so gentle turn. 15-degree turn because we're still climbing. Are coming up to 1,500. Pushing down that yoke. A little bit more to the right there. That's our crosswind leg. No one is to the right of us. So let's make that downwind turn. Heading back to the bottom. Nice speed. And there we are on downwind. Boom. Again, waiting for that midfield. I love to fly. Slow, more power. Coming up on midfield. Palm Springs Tower, Sky Papa Hotel Tango Mike is midfield 3-1 right.
Papa Hotel Tango Mike, runway 31 right, cleared for the option.
Clear for the option, Papa Hotel Tango Mike. Well, honestly, it's quite basic. I mean, it's just the context of doing a rating that makes things the most exciting, I guess. But still, need to be focused. Get too comfy. One notch of flaps. Push down on that yoke. Allow the airspeed to bleed off, and let's descend a bit. How many of you guys have already done the V-1 rating? Let me know. Here we are. So let's make that turn. No one is to the right of us. Watch that speed. Keep it at 80 or 70. There goes the heading bug. And we are descending still. That's good. We are on base. Second notch flaps. Whoa, 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 whoa. Watch that speed. A little bit of nose down. Nose down, nose down, nose down, nose down. V1 and V2. Rest threat. Good man. Yeah, my V2 is next up. Okay, let's turn to final or too high. So we're moving power. There we go. There we go. First red. Second red. Okay, push up a bit. Pull on that yoke. There goes the airspeed. To around 60, 65. Traffic in the distance. I can see 3 airplanes. A little bit more power. Okay, let's see if I can put it down as gently as before. There we go. Removing the power. A little bit bumpy here. Nice. Again on center line. Flaps up, and here we go. Full power, right rudder. 50, 60, rotates. There we go. Let's pitch for VY this time properly. A little bit more high up. Right. Okay. So, our last one was our second landing. Now we're gonna do our third. There's 1200. Clear. There comes 1500. I'd like to do another traffic pattern, really. Power out. Downwind is clear. Let's make the turn. Oh, that's too much nose down. Not going too fast. Let's trim a bit. I'm pulling on that yoke too much. A little bit more power. There we are, downwind. It's looking good. I feel like doing just another traffic pattern. I don't know, it's just a minimum is 3, I guess. 3 labs. But who cares? Palm Springs Tower, Skyhawk, Papa Hotel, Tango, and your mic is midfield 3-1 right.
Papa Hotel, Tango, and mic, runway 3-1 right, cleared for the option.
Clear for the option, 3-1 right, Papa Hotel, Tango, mic. Nice altitude, nice heading. Let's do a full flap landing this time to see if there's any difference. Don't know why I'm doing not a full, it's a 30 degree, 20 degree flap landing that I did the previous laps. So now let's do a full flap 30 degree landing. Hey, I think you're following, Gunner. Let's make a turn to base. Go. There's the heading bug. Oh, I didn't put in my first notch of flaps. I'm getting sloppy here. So first one. There we are on base. Allowing that airspeed to bleed off. Let's do a second. Pushing down on the yoke. Trimming down a bit. Let's make that turn. I love TrackIR in these turns. 4 wides, too high. Let's descend upon the glide slope. I mean, I really like the analogy of flying the traffic pattern with baking an omelet, which kind of sounds weird, but I've been watching Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen's Nightmare for quite some time. And as part of Gordon's training, let me focus on landing first, guys. Okay, a little bit slower yet. Made the field full flaps. Yeah, so you can see that's a little bit too much lift there. Airspeed. little bit more power, because otherwise we stall onto the runway. And flare. Nice, very nice. Flaps up. Again, I'm just gonna go. I can see traffic in front of me. Full power. 60 rotates. There we go. Yeah, so that omelette analogy. So Gordon Ramsay, as he is saying, can assess good cooks, good chefs, based on how good they bake or cook, I don't know, an omelette. Because it's such a simple task, and the egg is quite a complex kind of thing, he can, well, assess the skills of a chef based on how well he or she cooks an omelette, even though it's such a simple recipe. And the same goes for traffic patterns, I believe. I mean, they look pretty simple, but if you want to really nail a perfect traffic pattern, a lot of skill comes into play. So, in a similar sense, I guess you can assess the flight skills of a pilot based on how well he or she flies a traffic pattern. Power back, downwind. Let's make that downwind turn. There we go. And there we are. Downwind. For a full stop this time. Now I could just say, well, midfield, but I'm going to add to my announcement that we're going to do a full stop. Even though there's not a lot of other traffic here on the airport, it informs ADC, I guess, of what we're planning to do. I'm already going to put in that first notch of flaps. A little bit more power there, need to keep at 80. Palm Springs Tower, Sky Papa Hotel Tango Mike is midfield 3-1 right for a full stop this time.
Papa Hotel Tango Mike, runway 31 right, clear to land.
Clear to land, 3-1 right, Papa Hotel Tango Mike. Okay, removing that power again because now we can gently start our descent. A little bit nose down trim. Okay, landing lights, everything is on still, mixture's full. Okie doke. Am I going to pass the V-1? I need to change my overlay here. That yellow strap there next to my webcam. And change that to V-1. Turning to base. Not too much nose down. Keeping it at 80. There goes the heading bug. And once we are established on base, I'm going to put in that second notch of flaps. Here we are, second notch of flaps. Looking at that speed. Thank you for following, KJ. Very much appreciated. Get an instant email when I go live. You can hop along. Nose down, trim. Let's make that turn. A little bit too much nose down. And a little bit too late of a turn, but not a problem. Oh, I'm too fast. Removing that power, nose down. You should, as a rule, go full flaps only when you've got the field made, and that means that if you've got an engine out, you're still able to glide down to the airport or to the airfield. So, like about here. Yeah, that full flaps gave me a 4 wide. Again, now you can see my airspeed seeps away, so need need to be careful not to go into a stall here. Alright, here we go. 3-1 right. Palm Springs, V1 rating. Flare. Flare. Yeah. Perfect. There we go. See what our next... Oh, birds! Oh, lucky we didn't see them earlier. I don't know if you guys can see, but... didn't like to get a bird strike at my V1 rating. So, here we are.
Papa Hotel Tango, you might turn right when able, taxi the ramp via Echo and monitor ground.
Via Echo to the ramp, and we'll monitor ground. Papa Hotel Tango, Mike. So, here we are. Behind the threshold line. Set to 1000 RPM. Lean for ground, so not 200 RPM, but 1000. Yeah. And we'll turn our transponder back to on. We'll just open a window, landing lights off, strobe lights off, and we'll switch to ground because that was the instruction. Okay, here we go. No one to left. Let's go to the right. Virtual, there's a question there. Hey Tim, quick question for your 828 checklist. Did you create it with Microsoft Word or Excel? I created it in Mac on Pages. So it's just a very simple table. But I'm gonna make one for the Cessna Skyhawk 2. If I have the time. Because I too need a checklist to for my own training. Because I'm missing out on a lot of items. Okay guys, are we gonna receive a positive reply by ATC? I guess so, it went pretty well. And as you can see, that happens when you do your training. Episode 28, only then my V1 rating is absurd, obviously. I did traffic patterns already a long time ago, but I really like the preparation phase of all of this. And next up is V2 and V3, which started John Wayne. So I guess our next flight is going to be from Palm Springs to John Wayne. And I would like to practice with flight following. I'm already writing a blog post to describe what flight following is and everything.
Papa Hotel Tango, Mike, nice job on the V1. I'll submit that for you now.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. Yes! Passed. V1. I'm a V1 rated PilotEdge pilot. With my favorite air traffic controller. Except for Keith. Okay. So, here we are. Let's park it over here, and this time much more aligned with the taxiway here. Okay. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. And something like here. Stop. Okay, back to 1000. Okay, let's get off the radar. Bloop. Everything is done there, so avionics off, and we can, the lights are off, mixture cut off, wait until the prop stops, and then the ignition switch off, batteries, generator off, virtual headphones off, parking brakes on, control wheel lock on. Oh, sorry guys for the TrackIR stuff, let me turn it off. Whoop. Fuel tanks. Thank you guys. Thank you for your congratulations. Yeah, and window closed. And that's about it in the cockpit, I guess. Door open. Seat belts released. And here we freaking are. Oh yeah. Yeah, done it. V-1. Thank you, Stefan. Oh man, weird. V-1. So I should change my overlay for the next time. Awesome. Okay, so a quick review. Everything went just great. I forgot about the pre-flight stuff there, the ordering of my checklist. What I did was I started with the walk around before I did my internal cabin check to see if the systems are working. So again, that's saying that I really need a checklist for that part, and perhaps I'm even missing out on other items that I should check off during my flight. I don't know that I'm skipping. So yeah, I need to create one, and I will base that checklist on A2A simulation realism level. Even though the Airfoil lab Cessna isn't that detailed. Oh, what we could do, by the way, I can just, I love that one, disconnected. I can now go back in time. I really love the recorder here of Explain. Let me see. Alt-R, I think. Yeah, Alt-R. So now we can go back in time. No, I don't need that one. Go back in time, even though, yeah, and I can do Shift 5 or something like that from the tower, or yeah, there we go. Play. Thank you for following, Cheeseman. And there we were. Landing lights on, coming in. Let's use different views by now. But anyway, a checklist that I'm going to base on A2A simulation Cessna Skynet already made, freely available on certifiedpilot.com. I'm going to make one for the Cessna Skyhawk 2. And I will also, obviously, host that on certifiedpilot.com for you guys to download if you like. There we go. Let me see. Coming in. Ha, nice. Very nice. Is that the last landing? Yeah, it was. Again, and now from this one. Oh, not bad. Not bad. It was on center line, but I guess I could have even flared a little bit longer until we heard the stall warning. I mean, the stall warning sound is actually a sound that shows you that you have flared properly. It's almost a celebration sound of you did great. So I need to remember that. Do we have other views that are cool? That's weird. That one we already had. 4, 3. Wow. Well, not bad, man. Cool. Okie doke. So, that is it. That concludes the votes of the Dutch jury. Can I go back to my cockpit? Boom. There we are. Okay, guys, so thank you. A V1 rating, nailed it. Time for the V2. So we need to go to John Wayne. That's going to be my next flight on flight following, which is also totally new to me. So, and then we're going to start our V2 and our V3. So I'm ready to go to Flight SimCon at the beginning of June for Keith to sign my uncertified pilot t-shirt and cut the back of my shirt so that I'm officially, formally a virtual private pilot. That's the whole idea. So sounds a lot fun to me. Guys, thank you again for your follows. Thank you for being here, jumping on board. Hopefully I will see you next time on the Uncertified Pilot. Bye.
I'm passing through 500 Shark 715.
715, 134.125.